Hey guys, today I'm going to be launching this rocket. That one down there. Yeah. I'm going to be launching that rocket into space. Maybe. You never know. Yeah, I found this toy science kit rocket thing. It's supposed to fly when you put vinegar and baking soda inside of it. I don't even have all of the original packaging anymore. It was in a Ziploc bag. But on the package, there is a picture of a rocket leaving the Earth's atmosphere, so maybe it will. All right, it's time to do some math. Let me get my whiteboard out here. I love these things. Maybe a bit too much. Okay, I'm gonna do some fun diagrams to see if it's even possible for a rocket to reach the edge of space. So this line up here represents the edge of the Earth's atmosphere. Label it with the letter A for atmosphere. Now, this stick figure down here is supposed to be me. Looks like me, doesn't it? In my hand is Fred. I named the rocket Fred. Hi, Fred. Fred is represented by the letter F. Now, D is the distance between Fred and the edge of the atmosphere. This is a very simple diagram. Now, there's something else we have to take into account when we're calculating for Fred, and that's R of F. That's the rate of Fred, or Fred's rate, the rate belonging to Fred, etc. In the equations I'm going to be doing, R of F is Fred's speed upwards, because we don't really care about how fast he's falling. Here is a graph of Fred's rate over time, R of F over time. Velocity is another term we can use for R of F. So Fred's velocity over time is represented by this graph. It looks something like this. Ironically, this is exactly what Fred will probably do when he launches off the launch pad. He's gonna go straight up, and then he's gonna fall and crash into the Earth. Boom. Yeah, Fred's probably gonna die. While Fred goes and writes his will, we can use these two values to do some more math equations. Rate of Fred and time. If we take R of F times time, which in this case could be represented by just T, equals D of F. That's the distance traveled by Fred over time. So when Fred travels at a certain speed for a certain time, he will travel a certain distance. Now the sad thing is that D of F right here does not equal this D. This D is big D. Very big. So if D of F does not equal D, big D, the D to the atmosphere, that means that Fred right here won't reach the edge of space. So yeah, with all these diagrams and very complicated math formulas, we were able to determine that no, Fred will probably not reach the edge of space. I also don't think that that needed an explanation. Let's go launch the rocket and just see if maybe we're wrong. Maybe. All right, let's read the instructions on this thing, because instructions are important. It says, find an outdoor open area with a level surface. Pour, I can't read that number. a certain amount of vinegar into the launch pad. That's this thing. Let's do that. Yeah, I think it says 2, but we're gonna have some fun with this. That is significantly more than 2. Let's take Fred and put some baking soda down inside Fred, like that. Okay, how's that gonna work? Oh, Fred doesn't have much space inside of him. Okay. Wow. Fred is now full of baking soda. Probably gonna belch in a second. All right. Now the next step I'm gonna back up for after I set this thing to the side. I'm gonna set up my slow-mo camera there and get ready to do our launch. This could get messy. Okay, our slow-mo camera's rolling. My sister, the cameraman, is out of harm's way. And I'm gonna do the dangerous work here. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that didn't really do much. Let's run this again. We're gonna try this again. Let's follow the instructions this time. It said, let me go get those. I don't even have those. Okay, here's the instructions. We're gonna follow them and see if we get better reactions. 2 mils of vinegar into our launch pad here. That's very little vinegar, like a dot. Well, that's 1. That's slightly over. Just tap some out there. Okay, 1/4 of a spoon. It doesn't even say what kind of a spoon. It just says 1/4 of a spoon. This is 1/4 of a teaspoon, so I'm gonna say that's close. It's 1/4 of some type of spoon. Really hard to measure, Fred. Okay, we're gonna move some stuff out of here, and then we're gonna try this again. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Further on down the instructions, it says to try pressing Fred further into the little launch thing. We got our slow-mo camera rolling. And I'm gonna try this again. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. That was loud. We're gonna try this a few more times. I mean, they put markings on here all the way up to 12 mils, and I'm like, it clearly means they expect us to put up to 12 mils in here, right? I think the reaction is making less of a mess than filling Fred with baking soda. I'm gonna use a stick here to kind of poke it down. A stick that's not even a stick, that's a piece of grass. I need a stick. Where's a stick? A stick. All right, here's Fred. Packed full of some baking soda. Let's put in some more. Come on, Fred, you can do it. Come on. Fred? What happened? Fred, you had so much potential. One more time. I'm just gonna keep saying one more time until I either run out of vinegar or he reaches the ozone layer. I don't know at this point. Let's try this again. We're gonna put in a little bit less, maybe like 8. We're trying to make it proportional. I really don't know about proportions in science. Trying to loosen everything up in there. Comment if you want a part 2 of the voyage of Fred. We're gonna get him into space someday. Oh no, I forgot to move my stuff. Or start my camera. This was a terrible idea. Hold on. Are we rolling? We're rolling. I'm still just holding this rocket in place. Yeah, that didn't work. I think I'm gonna try and follow the rules again, because 3 times I have not followed the rules, and Fred failed. 2 mils, right there. This time, you're gonna fly. Like, see all the way up there. Past the clouds, okay? Past the clouds for me, buddy. Why am I talking to a model rocket? I need another stick. I think this is me just getting to pretend to be a kid again. It's really not scientific. Let's try this again. This is one small step for me, one giant leap for Fred. I held him for too long. And he launched again. I don't understand what just happened. We're gonna do this one more time. We're gonna put the vinegar in the thing and quickly put Fred on top. That might not be a smart plan, but you never know. I'm gonna scoop that out. Set it right there. You know, I'm gonna set these just behind the camera over here. Okay. Okay, Fred. I don't think this is gonna work any better. Bruh. Yeah, that didn't work. Why did I think that would work? This I swear is the final attempt. Should I follow the rules or no? Yes, okay. Okay. 2 mils going in. Because some vinegar is being left behind inside of Fred each time we launch it, that means that when we add baking soda, it starts reacting. So rinsing them out with water will either make the issue worse or we'll fix it.
That's literally a 50-50 chance that it'll work.
Yes! I don't know if I agree with it. My watch says I've been working out. Maybe? All right, let's try this one last time. Slow-mo camera's rolling.
We have just received confirmation that a toy rocket named Fred has successfully become the fastest moving object known to mankind. Fred is the first object in history to travel faster than the speed of light, disproving Einstein's long-standing theory of relativity. Now we have received word that he has passed Voyager 2, and Fred continues his journey into deep space.
So mathematically, he wouldn't reach the edge of space, and we tested it, and Fred will not reach the edge of space. And kids, always be sure to clean up after you do a science experiment or anything messy. I'm saying that so that your moms don't get angry at me. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget, I'm doing 2 push-ups for every subscriber I get this month, so if you haven't already, feel free to click that button and join this community.